So, if we're ready to go,
Yep.
give me just a second here.
It's about time.
All right, you ready on time? We'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. And so the quickest way to move throughout stages in this game is to half boost rather than full boost. Just the way the cooldown works in this game,
Slippy, get back
it's
here.
it's more efficient to only use half of your boost
Slippy,
at a
watch
time.
out. Bogey on your tail.
And so this is Corneria, this is the first stage of the game. And what we're going to be doing here, we're kind of setting up for the third stage, where we're going to need 9 bombs, 2 gold rings, and hyper lasers, which are the double blue lasers. So we have 1 gold ring, and when you get 3 gold rings, it extends your health bar by a pretty significant amount. And we're going to need a lot of health in the third stage, which is called Katina. So we have the rings we need.
You've got an enemy on your tail.
And I'm kind of going off to the right here because there's an enemy that gets right behind you, and he can slow the frame rate down quite a bit. So if you go to the right, he won't show up on the screen. And normally we would like to save Falco here if you were just playing the game normally, but it's faster if we let him die, so we're just going to let that happen.
I could use some help here, Fox.
Alright, so there's 5 bombs.
I'm gonna have to back off.
And basically we're just trying to avoid damage, try to get optimal boosting. You kind of want your boost to end around that first leg of the X in the upper right corner. And so the boss is going to be coming up here pretty quickly.
Try a somersault.
Alright, so now we have the blue lasers.
Enemy
I don't know
robot.
why I did
Get
that.
ahead.
I'm not sure if I lined this up right.
So this is Starbox.
Alright, that was a little slow, but that'll work.
Failed you.
And this cutscene that's going on is a little funky for some reason. Depending on how fast you kill it, this part, like with the explosion, it can be longer or slower. It's pretty confusing. We're not exactly sure why that happens, but
You're becoming more like
it's
your
just
father.
it's something that's really frustrating during a run.
Falco ship is under maintenance.
Alright, so the next stage is Meteo. We're actually gonna let Peppy and Slippy die in this stage because they can cause a pretty insane amount of lag in the next stage, which it'll drop the frames, you'll start losing button inputs, and you know, nobody wants that. So we're at 5 bombs. We want to be at 9 by the end of the stage. And going off to the side there again was just avoiding some explosion lag again. And so we're going to shoot Peppy and Slippy here a little bit, and then we'll let them get finished off by enemies later in the stage.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Use bombs wisely.
You don't have to shoot that guy. I just like doing it because, I don't know, I don't like avoiding trying to get out of the way of his lasers.
Try a somersault.
Hey, here comes a
Peppy
big one.
should be, or Slippy should be good on health to go down when we want him to.
Whoa! Can you...
Use the brake.
And you can see by going through, like, constantly boosting, a lot of the dialogue gets cut off.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
The developers never really intended you to just boost like this.
Watch out, Fox!
So we have 8 bombs. Whoops.
They're on me. I'm getting careless.
Alright, so we're gonna let Peppy take some damage, then we're gonna finish him off after this somersault.
Sorry, guys. I gotta sit this one out.
Just get out of the way of these guys. And after Slippy dies here coming up, we're gonna enter a warp. When I play this game on, like in my chat, I always like first time viewers, a lot of time never knew these warps existed. There's 2 of them in the game, and they're like really colorful and kind of trippy.
You want a piece of me?
And anytime you see me go into this cockpit mode and look away from stuff, that's just lag reduction.
I'm monkey food.
It's usually because there's a lot of enemies or a lot of lasers on screen. So if we go through all these blue rings, I guess you call them, we'll enter the warp. Alright. And so when you enter the warp, you don't want to boost until you get through this rock formation that's in the shape of the word go. Because for some reason you come into the warp with like a really high rate of speed, so like boosting would actually slow you down there for that first little bit. And so that's the last bomb we need. And so the next stage is Katina, and the way that works is you have to get 10 kills, and then the mothership will appear, and it comes out of the corner of the stage, because it's an all-range mode stage. It's not like auto-scroller like this. And we need a gold ring too, because we're going to be crashing into it on purpose. And we're going to be somersaulting through it because it has 4 hatches on it that normally aren't exposed until after a cutscene. And so we flip through the mothership, and then we can damage him with bombs, not with lasers. So that's why we needed 9 bombs. It's kind of tricky though, because it's rotating the whole time, and you can't really see the hatches that you need to bomb. And so we're gonna throw 2 bombs like right away to try to get the 10 kills, and then let's see what happens.
Fuck, that's one of ours.
Alright, so that's not good.
Try shooting the bad guy.
Alright,
Enemy
so
mothership
that was a little slow,
approaching.
but we got a gold ring, so we're fine.
Bulldog unit, don't let anything through.
Alright, so there's 1. Alright, so we missed
Cover the
1.
base. Crack 1 foot.
We might be able to recover this. Nope. Okay. So we didn't skip the cutscene. This is like a 30-second time loss, unfortunately. And so when you kill the 4 hatches, then the core appears, and you can kill it with 1 bomb. Hopefully. Most of the time you can. So you can see there's 1 left.
The hatches are open.
See, that was really close to being dead.
There's some. Go for the 4 hatches on.
Alright, so
Yeah,
that's the end of the
you
stage.
did it.
That was really close to getting 4. I'm a little disappointed. And so next stage coming up is Sector X, and this is another warp stage. And since we broke our wings here in Katina, we lost all our laser upgrades. So we need to get 2 laser upgrades before we get to the warp
You too,
section.
Bill.
Because to enter the warp, there's 4 like doors. They're like little rectangles, but you have to mash lasers really fast in order to open them. You have to be able to do enough damage to them. So that's the most important thing. Yeah, we need to alter the route here too. Just switch from Solar to Sector X.
Let's take out that weapon, boys. Let's have a little fun. Stay alert. He's
Yeah,
quick.
so right now we're basically just trying to avoid damage.
Enemy group behind you. Mr. Fast.
I'll look away from these enemies because there's a ton of them.
We're getting close to the base.
That was still pretty laggy though. Alright, so here's the first laser pickup. That group of 3 things right there will drop one if you get all 3 of them.
Somebody beat us here. It's all gone.
Just get this, just in case.
What the heck is that? They're on me. I'm getting careless. Thanks, Pop.
I took those enemies out just because, you know, lag again. That's kind of a theme of this run, is reducing lag. So we got blue lasers now, that's good.
I can't wait to see this secret weapon.
Gates are coming up here shortly.
I found the gate. Looks like a warp. I'm gonna open the gate. Back me up. Bill. You're
Alright, so
okay?
this is the first gate. This is what they look
George,
like.
I'm here to help.
Gotcha, kept trying to take these nice and easy. I don't want to kind of kill the run if you miss one.
Yeah! Just one more. Hurry up or you're toast.
Alright. So this is the second warp in the game. This one's trickier than the first one because there's a lot more obstacles in the way. And when you're first starting out trying this run, this is a spot where, I don't know, for me, I used to break my wings in here all the time, and that is not a good situation because, like I mentioned before, yeah, that's not good. But, oh yeah, the thing with their wings is they each can take 3 hits. Well, they can take 2, and then on the 3rd hit, they'll break. And breaking your wings, like I said before, will make you lose your lasers. Alright, so we made it. So on to Sector Z, and this is another all-range mode, which means it doesn't scroll. You're in like a square map. And we're gonna kill all our teammates here. Because, like in Katina, they make the next stage really laggy.
Hey, Einstein, I'm on your... Nice. Welcome. Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side. Oh, man, I'm gonna have to back off.
Hey, what's the big idea? I'm monkey food if I don't leave.
Knock it off, boss. Sorry, guys.
And
I
it is
gotta
better
figure this one
to,
out.
when you're in this stage, hit C up and get this like zoomed out view. Just, it'll make it run smoother. Sometimes you can get some lag. And now we have to wait for the missiles to get launched at the Great Fox, which is that ship right there. And we're gonna let the missile hit it because that is the quickest way to get through this stage.
Six missiles coming from the left.
And that missile is just triggered by time. It's not like enemy kills or anything. So you just have to wait for it to show up. I don't know, this stage is kind of lame.
Missile approaching. Distance.
And there's a tiny little, like, 2-second skip here where if you're not watching the missile hit the Great Fox, it needs to let you know what's happening.
20.
So I can explain that once the little cutscene starts.
Distance 10. Unable to evade.
Alright, so if we weren't looking at it, the camera would have to show the missile, like, approaching and then hit it, so it just saves, like, 2 seconds or so. And so the next stage is Bolts. This one kills runs all the time. There's 6 towers you have to kill around. It's another all-range mode too, so there's 6 towers you need to kill, and then you need to wait for a small little cutscene, and then you need to get 10 kills, and then the core will appear, and it has 8 rotating panels on it. And what you want to do is get the core in one pass, but this is a lot easier said than done, because the 10 kills can be a little funky based on, you know, RNG with enemy placement, so you kind of just hope for the best when you start this stage. Alright. Two, three, 5.
Hey! The force field is disappearing!
Now after this cutscene, we need to get 10 kills.
Playtime is over, Starbuck. I think I'll torture you for a while. Daddy screamed real good before he died. You'll be sorry you
Alright, so we
crossed
didn't get
us.
in one pass, unfortunately.
Just what I need to see. Star Wars.
Yeah, that stage is a big run killer. So now we're going to be starting the final stage, which is Venom, and this stage has 2 bosses in it. And I think the mini boss is actually tougher than the final boss. I think a lot of people would
Venom,
agree with
here
that.
we come. not done yet. Time to show the monkeys who's boss.
The only thing we really need here is, I like to have one bomb for the final boss for Andross. It's not required,
Don't go
but
dying on me.
I like to have one.
You'll be sorry, punk.
And there's going to be 3 forks coming up. The fastest way to get through the stage is to take a left at each one.
I'll take the left. I've got the... Gotcha!
And we shoot those guys because they shoot, like, instead of these lasers, these, like, white bubbles.
Watch out, Fox.
And those are pretty laggy compared to regular lasers, especially, like, when all of them are shooting at once. It can really slow down the frame rate.
Incoming! I'm going left. Whoa! Can you make it?
If you just stay all the way to the right here, you won't hit anything. And then you can just stay to the bottom here. I don't know what they were really thinking there. They made it really easy to get through those. Alright, so this is the mini boss.
Jeez Louise, what?
There's several like panels of his body you need to shoot
That
off.
temple gives me the creep.
And then you kill his head, and then he's got like a big red spot on his main body. But he spawns these bars that get in the way,
What's going on?
and they're random, so it's...
Stay alert!
And the shoulders are really hard to hit.
Don't get too close, Fox.
This is not going well.
Data analysis complete. Here it comes.
And now we're going to be entering the tunnel to get to Andross, the final boss.
I'll go it alone from here.
And since we didn't hit our wings during that fight, we can crash through these gates. And like I said, the third hit on each wing will break your wings, but I don't think I mentioned before, if you pick up a laser upgrade, that actually replenishes your wing health. Alright, that was a double hit, so we can't crash through this one.
It's foolish to come against me.
Alright, we got an upgrade, so now our wings are back at full health.
You will die just like your father.
Alright, so shooting his eyes here will stun him, and that'll leave you able to take out his hands. Alright, time's coming up on this next explosion. Time.
Alrighty, your time was 23:48.
That's not that great. Messed up that Katina and that Bolts were pretty bad, but
So you just don't let them know that. You gotta say that's like 1 second off world record. Oh, and then you gotta get them hype.
yeah, my PB is 22:38. So to put that in perspective,
Oh, it's not bad.
it's all right.
All right. Just a reminder, we have a ton of donation incentives coming up. We have Trihex coming up in 2 runs. He wants to do 50 push-ups during the credits. We'll count aloud. We're quite a bit off for that. But there's definitely some other interesting donation incentives and some Smash donation incentives. So definitely stay tuned. Next up, we have Splatoon.
All right, thanks for watching, everyone.
All right, you can follow Beef Wellington at twitch.tv/BeefWellington, but the L's are I's.
Correct.
It is in the Twitch title, so you